Alright, so this video is basically my theory as to why Anakin is the son of Qui-Gon. Now, Qui-Gon already knew exactly where to go on Tatooine. He clearly has met Shmi before. And if you pay attention through the movie, you see that Qui-Gon has a rebellious nature. That's why he's not on the Jedi Council. He has a rebellious nature, and you see that he clearly uses the Jedi mind trick without really thinking about it. You see, the Jedi aren't supposed to use their powers like that, but he uses the mind trick at will, just for any little reason. So it's not hard to believe that Qui-Gon, who has already not followed the code before, would not follow the code in his past and have relations with Shmi, Anakin's mother. That being said, he likely used a mind trick on her so that the affair would not be remembered. And so, think about this. Throughout the movie, we see that Qui-Gon is not exactly the most caring person. Like, sure, he saved Jar Jar Binks, but he wanted nothing to do with him afterward. He simply he's just a kind of cold and callous man. He fights for good, he has values, but he's also kind of in a bad mood. You know, he's not exactly willing to just put up with random BS. That being said, he seems to take a particular liking to Anakin. Why? Why would somebody like Qui-Gon care about some kid? Now, the Jedi should have easily been able to see that Anakin was the chosen one. Master Windu, Master Yoda, all the Jedi, you're telling me that none of them could see anything unique about Anakin? It's because Anakin's not actually the chosen one. He's simply just a Force-sensitive child. Qui-Gon simply realized that, hey, wait a minute, I have a son. That's why if you pay attention, Qui-Gon did the blood analysis in the movie. He did it because he was trying to find out if Anakin was his son. Sure enough, the results came back, and Anakin was clearly Force-sensitive with a very strong midichlorian count. Now, that being said, when the Jedi saw Anakin, they saw that yes, he was in fact Force-sensitive. However, they didn't see anything else. They didn't see him as the chosen one. If you go back and watch the movie and watch the body language between Qui-Gon and Anakin, you can clearly see that Qui-Gon thinks of him as a son. His son. Just, if you pay attention, if you have any bit of attention to detail, you can clearly see this. Also, as soon as Qui-Gon discovers Anakin, he's willing to get rid of his current Padawan, Obi-Wan, and send him to the trials, whether he's actually ready or not. Also, at the moment of Qui-Gon's death, he uses a mind trick on Obi-Wan Kenobi, convincing him that Anakin is the chosen one and all that. This is what gets Obi-Wan to train Anakin after Qui-Gon's death. He's basically looking out for his son. And another thing, Qui-Gon basically has to make up for his mistake. He obviously broke the code in the past and had relations with Shmi, and now he has to face the consequences. He now has a son. And he can't just go telling the Jedi Order that he has a son. He would be expelled.
Looks like a dead end, Montross.
Sorry about that. And so, long story short, if you just piece all these puzzle pieces together, you can see clear as day that Anakin is Qui-Gon's son. Look at Luke Skywalker, blonde hair and all that. It's kind of like similar to Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon looks like he could be Darth Vader's father. Looks like he could be Luke Skywalker's grandfather. Remember, episodes 2 and 3 had not yet been made. So you have to look at this through the perspective of somebody who had only known about episodes 4, 5, and 6. Also, when George Lucas made the prequels, he was making everything so that it rhymed, so that it was similar to episodes 4, 5, and 6. So, just like the big reveal where Darth Vader was Luke's father, you know, it was supposed to be a big thing that Qui-Gon's Anakin's father, and it kind of makes it much more touching. I think that the whole thing about Anakin being a Force birth is very lazy and cheesy and poor writing. I think that the movie has a lot more substance and quality if you look at it from this lens. And it's really a very easy lens to believe. It's not even that far-fetched to think that, you know, Qui-Gon would be Anakin's father. So all I ask is that you go back and watch the movie and kind of look at it, suspend your disbelief, and look at it through the lens that Qui-Gon is in fact Anakin's father, and you'll see that you'll really start to connect the dots. You'll really start to be like, hey, wait a minute, like wow, like this guy really could be his father, you know? So that's all I gotta say.
Vosa's bounty is mine. Save a place for me in hell, Django.